Oh boy, Sonic Frontiers. This game has been nothing but controversy ever since it was first revealed. Everything from the secrecy of the marketing, unpolished mechanics, and the reusing of old recycled zones of previous Sonic games. Sonic Frontiers has not been a smooth ride for Sonic to say the very least, and it's actually in fact divided the community quite significantly. However, there is one critique of this game that is very common that I feel is a heavily misunderstood aspect of the Sonic franchise. I am talking about the art style of Sonic Frontiers. You may have seen a variety of remarks concerning Sonic Frontiers when it comes to the art style. Everything from it's too realistic to it doesn't look like a Sonic game. Now, it's perfectly fine to not enjoy the art style of Sonic Frontiers, but for today, I'm going to be arguing why this art style is nothing out of the ordinary for the Sonic franchise. So if you're convinced that Sonic Frontiers has an out-of-place art style, hopefully by the end of the video I can convince you otherwise. So without further ado, let us begin. When someone says Sonic Frontiers doesn't look like a Sonic game, the first thing that comes to mind is to either think that the person is unfamiliar with Sonic, or is already accustomed to a different era of Sonic. Because one of the defining traits of Sonic the Hedgehog is that he can be anything and everything. And I mean that quite literally. The thing about the Sonic franchise is that it does not have one consistent tone, type of gameplay setting, or in this case, art style. Sonic the Hedgehog has gone through numerous art style changes throughout the years to the point where Sonic does not have a signature art style. So when people look at the gameplay of Sonic Frontiers and say, it doesn't look like Sonic, precisely what are they talking about? Because they must be comparing Sonic Frontiers to other Sonic games to come to the conclusion that this is lacking Sonic traits. So why don't we go through a list of art styles that Sonic has had to prove that the aesthetic of Sonic Frontiers is the least of our worries? Does that sound good? Well, you ain't got a choice, it's my video. So the first and the most common art style that people compare Sonic Frontiers to is the art style of the classic Sonic games. Now, it's reasonable that most people compare Sonic Frontiers' appearance to the classic Sonic games, because to the mainstream, classic Sonic is the most well-known due to the massive cultural impact that he had back in the 90s. And I mean, the art style is great in all fairness. It's bright, vibrant, colorful, with a nice whimsical feel to everything. The best part about this art style is the environments and how drastically different they are from one another. You can find zones with tall blue and orange mountains to a printing house with an outside area that is a snowy wasteland with cherry blossom trees. That's cool, alright, that's cool. I made a whole video talking about why classic Sonic's world and art style is so great, so you guys already know how I feel about this. But with that said, if you think that Sonic Frontiers has to look like this to be a real Sonic game, then that's just stupid. Because Sonic's art style has evolved so much since the classic Sonic games. Ever since the jump into 3D, Sonic has moved away from this fantasy, whimsical-like art style to something a bit more grounded. We have seen real-world elements in Sonic games ever since Sonic Adventure in 1998. We are not new to Sonic interacting with realistic world elements. So making a map for Sonic Frontiers that resembles realism is definitely not out of the ordinary. But maybe you're still not convinced. Maybe you still believe the adventure games and Sonic Unleashed were still real Sonic games to its core. Well, much like the classic Sonic games, this is once again another preference in art style. I can definitely see why people prefer the look of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Unleashed over Sonic Frontiers. The main difference between Sonic Frontiers and these three games is that one art style is realism and the other is exaggerated realism. With Sonic Adventure and Sonic Unleashed, you'll find that the world is heavily inspired by the real world. I mean, you got realistic beaches, highways, cities, you name it. But what these games do differently is they use the real world to make events and level design a lot more extreme and exciting than they actually are. Like, do you really think people are going to drive to work on these highways? There is no way, fam. The adventure games and Sonic Unleashed took real world elements and twisted them to be something unrealistic and exaggerated, thus giving it the title Exaggerated Realism. But when you look at Sonic Frontiers, it doesn't really exaggerate the real world. It appears that Sonic Frontiers is trying to make a believable world that Sonic is actually exploring. The adventure games never planned on the world being believable. That was one of the main appeals of the adventure game's art style. It was heavily exaggerated. But looking retrospectively, Sonic Adventure and Sonic Unleashed aesthetically aren't too far off from Sonic Frontiers. It's just a few changes with how the environment is shaped and whatnot. I mean, not a big deal, right? But what if I told you that there is a Sonic game that is very similar in appearance to Sonic Frontiers? I'm of course talking about Sonic 06, and I know some people may be thinking that the art style sucked in that game, and while I do agree to an extent, I mean, like, talking to very realistic humans was really strange in that game, I won't lie to you, but the actual levels themselves, well, they just look fantastic. Sonic 06's level aesthetics have a very realistic art direction. They always find a way to make the level design fun and interesting without completely butchering the believability aspect of these levels. I mean, sure, you have your loop-de-loops and the occasional twisting of environments, but for the most part, these levels look far more believable than both Sonic Unleashed and the Sonic Adventure games. And you know, while it's not my personal favorite choice of aesthetic, I think it still looks nice for what it is. Kingdom Valley will always remain as one of the most beautiful Sonic stages of all time. So it's not like they can't make this realistic setting work. They can still make beautiful environments. I mean, if Izuka's anything to go by, this game's supposed to have multiple islands, and that comes with a lot of potential for making cool and new environments for the player. But whether you like it or not, this isn't the first time Sonic's gameplay and art style changed, and it won't be the last. I've only talked about 3 different art styles in this video. I didn't even mention the countless Sonic games that have unique art directions. There's games like Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, storybook games, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Forces, and the list goes on. Sonic is always changing, so there is no definitive Sonic anything. Because Sonic is such a flexible character that you can throw him in about any setting and somehow he will manage to find a way to make it work. It's fine to not like how Sonic Frontiers looks, but to say that there is one specific way that Sonic should be made is undermining the franchise's legacy for the past couple decades. I'll be honest, to me, when I see Sonic running in the open world, yeah, it looks like a Sonic game. It's just not the Sonic game that I wanted. I'm not gonna lie, I was put off when I first saw the Sonic Frontiers map reveal, because I thought it looked way too different from what I personally envisioned Sonic to be. I imagined an open world Sonic game that had loop-de-loops, hills, and wild terrain that supported momentum. We are obviously not getting that anymore. I guess that's just something I'm gonna have to accept, because thinking about it now, a lot of Sonic fans are growing up with the series without even knowing why some fans love momentum-based gameplay that was experimented on with the adventure games. When I see rails and dash panels, I kinda have to remind myself that this has been Sonic for quite a while now, and the days of Sonic Adventure have been long gone since then. Just because Sonic Frontiers isn't my perfect child doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad game. Well, that's all I really gotta say. Love you guys. Adios. My channel members are Boysco, Orion Pax, Nix, Ethan K78, Johnny on Rings, Epic Gaming with George, Sonic Man 715, Storm, Archer XYZ, Sonic Up, Thomas One Ride, Chip Chap Chop, Escape, Sonic Pip, The Squeaker Nerd, Super Shacks, Boom Sonic, Extreme Super Saiyan Sonic. Make sure to click one of the videos in the end card and join the Discord server. Peace out.